Well, first thing to do is call meeting in order.
Yeah.
Yes.
Formality.
Formalities. 4:01, we're on time even.
Yes, so we
I
hereby
just remember that there was a certain finance committee member that wanted to see our minutes before we actually, or at least draft minutes before the
Right.
meeting, so,
You'll have them, don't worry. Was it you who asked? No.
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 I think it was Don.
No, I think it was Billy Boudry.
No.
Bill
I mean,
Boudry. It was Bill Boudry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How the hell with him? Oh, we're being recorded.
it is recorded.
I've known him for a long time. It's okay. Sorry, Bill. He won't get. So anyways, health insurance, I'll go give a brief and then you jump in.
Sure.
I
So
sent you a
I did
memo.
have one question, Steve. As far as the materials that you sent us.
Yeah.
I didn't see the actual rates in the materials. I think last year we had a rate sheet.
I will, I think, yes, I will,
Send me your email and I can send that out
we
now.
will send out a rate sheet to everybody.
Okay.
I have the,
You can send it to me, and I'll forward it to him.
I'm sorry, my mistake.
It's in ABC, it says draft on it.
but you emailed it out to the group?
Yes.
Was I in the group? Oh. Can you go into your mail and forward it?
Okay, you will get that. GIC, you probably know this better than anybody, Dawn. GIC went up on some rates, some more than others.
You have the latest?
Yep.
I haven't, oh, wait a minute. Was it in our
Kenny's
package?
presentation?
Yes.
Went out. Retirement board?
Oh, yeah.
Usually we get it from the retired employees send it out in their newsletter.
So the rate increase ranged from a 3% to a 10.3%
Right.
for all non-Medicare subscribers.
Wow.
And Unicare Basic Individual and Family was the lowest at 3%. Always Health Plan was the highest at 10.3%. Unfortunately, a large number of our employees were in Always because in previous years they were lower.
Are they still lower?
No, they're comparable.
They're
They're a little bit
comparable now.
lower, but yeah, comparable.
Comparable?
So Always, yeah,
That's why I was curious to see the rate sheet, so.
yeah. I will, did someone, you trying to send it to me so I can send it to everybody?
It'd be
Yeah,
easier.
she's gonna run to her office and do it. It'll be great.
You got time, no big deal. So, our crack staff will be working with everybody to move them, over to that, to meet with people on open enrollment, to move, them off of Always and hopefully to another lower cost plan that gives them the same benefits, which is what's
I'd
crazy
say,
about
but if
this.
Always was lowest, and even at 10%, now it's still lowest, you don't want to move them.
It's not the lowest, but it's
not the
lower, one of the lower ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you may not,
No, the Always, we won't be looking to move those folks.
yeah, because they're already,
I
And
know.
that plan has a little benefit that our other plans, we don't have anything else in that price range with the same benefits.
got it.
You know, your Tufts Navigator, we have comparable plans that are cheaper, but
Okay.
that Always allows you access to Mass General hospitals, and it's a limited network. So that's the big difference. That's what you pay for that.
That's a big system too. though.
Huge.
Right.
And like every doctor within Mass General, it is a Mass General plan, so it's very Mass General
Who
friendly.
works for Mass General? Does somebody on this call work with Mass General?
Yeah, so I have a conflict with that, I guess.
I don't think you have a conflict. So anyways, we'll be working with that. A couple of other caveats, just to go over. Remember, we were in Blue Cross Blue Shield years ago, and we moved in 2012. At that time, our insurance appropriation was around 14 million with no funding of OPEB. None. And so fiscal year 23, what is that, 11 years later, or whatever it is, our request is almost 13 million, including 1.4 million for OPEB. So it's lower in all senses. So it's still a much better deal than we had before, but it's been creeping up over the past few years. Our crack staff has done a great job in moving people to lower income plans, has done a great job in changing a lot of other items there, and has a great job in returning money to the town every year, even though I am amazed every year that they do that. So we looked at it. We thought that we would put OPEB in this year at 1.4 million versus 1.6 million last year.
1675.
1675 last year. Reason being is that we're going to have an evaluation over the summer, and we think we're going to be in pretty good shape because everybody should be in pretty good shape from the investments of last year.
Well, the thing is, the investment side is not going to help you that much because we're not that fully funded. We're only, what, 15 or 18% funded? If we
No,
were,
I think we're a little bit more than that.
well, maybe 20, but still, but you think about it though, it's not 75 or 100,
No,
right? So
No.
even though the assets did very well, absolutely, we got a 20% return and the year before was 15, but it's only 20% of our liability or whatever the right number is. So we can't get too carried away about that.
well, that's why we just did a little bit. 275.
The 1.4 is fine.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I think I would have heard from you. I would have heard from you before if it wasn't.
Yeah. I just think we're gonna become, I think we're gonna need to do more than that down the road.
Down the road. Maybe.
But we can always take the approach of other cities and towns and then rely on full funding at the retirement side and use the savings in 2036 to
Right, exactly. Which is what a lot of my compadres are doing, just that.
probably
They're doing,
90%.
yeah, they're doing nothing on OPEB or minimal,
They're doing
minimal,
minimal.
like 50 grand a year.
No, well, my clients are doing better than that.
That's because you're advising them. Well, that's it. You don't advise, I'm doing that.
So Steve, am I understanding these numbers correctly, that slightly over half the people in GIC are retired?
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah.
We had a tremendous number of retirees added this year.
Okay. So, and how does that relate? Is the OPEB, is that just the pension money, or is the OPEB also the health insurance for retirees?
OPEB is just for retirees, post-employment
Benefits.
benefits for health insurance.
For health insurance.
Doesn't have anything to do with.
Oh, no, health, life, disability, I mean, it covers everything
Yeah.
except pension.
Except pension, yeah.
But as far as Wakefield's concerned, I think we just have life insurance and health, no dental.
Correct.
No dental, yeah.
Some of my plans also include dental in the OPEB.
Yeah.
And long-term care, I want to get long-term care.
Really?
Yeah, it's not a government though.
The other caveat is Fallon Health has left GIC. So we had roughly 30 Fallon plans. So those employees will be met with individually, each one of them, that will move over to hopefully a Unicare plan, one of the cheaper ones we talked about.
So where do they show up in the breakout, the current breakout then, if they're not?
I asked that same question.
Unicare.
Okay,
The
Unicare Basic or Community Choice?
middle one, plus.
Oh, the plus.
The plus is a broad network plan that includes all Massachusetts doctors and hospitals. So Karen's got some people in community choice, because some people will choose the limited network because it is less expensive. But if somebody really did want a true comp to that Fallon Select, it would be the Unicare Plus.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at the numbers. It's interesting how it diverges between the active retirees between Community Choice,
Yeah.
Basic, and Plus.
oh, wait. So wait, I'm not sure if I'm looking at these numbers correctly. So the retired folks, so the Medicare plans that are listed, the 4 Medicare plans, do those numbers match up to the retired folks and the one up above, or those are in addition?
No, there are some retirees who are not on Medicare plans, whether they're not yet old enough to be on a Medicare plan, they're not 65, or if they never contributed to Social Security or they never paid Medicare, then they're not eligible to ever go on Medicare. We have a pretty significant contingent of those folks who will never be eligible for Medicare.
But it's going to be a decreasing number in older
Yes.
group. Because since 86, they had to be in Medicare contributing.
Right.
So it's going to be a shrinking population.
So as they die, our enrollment decreases. We won't be adding to them,
We
right?
won't be adding to.
Right.
By the way, Steve, you mentioned the 3 to 10 on the non-Medicare plans. What's the average increase on Medicare plans?
Was actually, for retirees, was 1.2 to 3.9%. So that came in much better.
It is much better. And that's much less than the assumptions that is used in the last actuarial valuation. 1, 2 to 3. Okay,
9, yeah.
I think we were more 3 to 5 last time, if I remember.
I think you're right.
Right.
So I'm looking at about, rough numbers, about 800 retirees in Medicare, and then about 600 active. Is that right?
No, which slide are you on?
707 retirees on Medicare plans.
Yeah. But then if you add in the retirees and the active plans, it's about another 100.
Let's see.
Probably.
1, 2.
13 is 30,
Yeah, it looks like about 100.
60, 80.
I get 816.
829, I think it's too.
Yeah, I got one more group. Yeah, 829.
So, and the 829, what portion of that gets applied through the OPEB, and what portion gets applied to the active?
They're all OPEB.
Active and retirees go into the OPEB valuation,
Okay,
assuming that every active employee will eventually retire from your community. I don't know how it's calculated, right?
Yeah, no,
But
it's
we
not-
give
not quite that.
numbers.
Yeah, there's a probabilities. A lot of them won't retire from the community. People less than 40 have a low probability of retiring from the community. But obviously, when you're 55 and up, it becomes a very high probability. So it's graded.
That makes sense.
so I guess my question is, as far as the OPEB, so if we're putting in 1.4 million, what was the OPEB expense that we incurred this past year? How does that compare to the actual expense that we incurred?
Expense or actual cash? Because there's a huge difference. Because like when you talk about expense for accounting and bookkeeping, it's a wildly varying number that's very volatile. If you're asking about cash, that's a different animal. Which one do you want to know?
So, well, what I'm trying to figure out is, for these 829 people, how much did it cost this year?
Okay, that's cash.
Okay.
About 100 grand, not 100 grand. Yeah, about 100.
100 grand a month? 100 a month?
I'm going to say 100 a month.
No,
No,
that can't be.
no.
It's gotta be
No.
much higher than that. It's only
Yeah, I want to say
1.2
it's 6 or
million.
7. I'm trying to picture a bill in my head. It's going to be 6 or 7.
No, not for the, yeah, is it the OPEB
Just
bill or the?
retirees.
No,
Oh, you're talking about
Retiree cash.
you're talking about
how much the insurance
the
costs.
insurance cost, not the OPEB, the insurance cost.
Well, the insurance cost is not going to be that much different than
Right.
what we have in the spreadsheet, right?
Correct.
Dollars.
Correct.
So you're talking about adding up, just the Medicare is 2.5, call it 2.6 million. And then we have to add in the non-Medicare plans.
I get 4.2 million.
4.2? That makes
Yeah, for
sense.
the retired. Yeah.
And then the remaining is going to be the active. Well, plus other stuff like personnel. Yeah, 4.2 million is retiree portion.
Okay. So I'm just trying to wrap my arms around this. So if that's the case, we're putting 1.4 million into,
OPEB, and that's above and beyond the 4.2 we're spending on with cash.
got it. Okay, now I got it. Yep,
Yep, so we're really spending 5.6 on retirees.
got it.
But that 1.4 is really for future retirees as well.
Well, you could use it now too,
Right.
but if that's what we're spending on retirees.
Right, now or in the future. And really, that 1.4, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna be heresy. It's discretionary.
It is discretionary.
Discretionary.
Absolutely it is. You don't do it though, it's a price to pay.
Right, exactly.
That's a whole different discussion. I could get into the advantages and disadvantages of pre-funding OPEB, but this group has all heard of it.
We've already fought that battle and won.
Fought that battle, and we're winning.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing is that this does include 16 new plans for potential new hirees over the year.
We need 16 new plans.
16 new, we might have people in fiscal year 23, 16 new employee plans that we don't know about yet.
So when you.
Someone retires and they're replaced, right? We have a new plan. Potential-
actually-
When you get
Potential
the school
plan.
say we're
What
going
are
to
we
add
doing?
10 more
Yeah,
reading
yeah.
specialists.
Adding on to GIC with a whole bunch more?
No, potential, potential.
But you're talking about people,
People.
Yes,
people, not
F-
plans. You're not
FTEs.
adding plans, it's people.
people, right.
Yeah, okay. Jeez, scared
do
me.
Individual.
Jeez.
Do we incur costs for that to have those plans kind of on the sideline or no?
No, we just budget for it. We have money in the
Okay.
budget. Okay, so I don't want to come back to finance committee in the fall and say, listen, we didn't
Put enough in.
put enough in.
And yeah, because the last 3 or 4 years, we've been putting back into general revenue anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000.
Right.
Okay.
And we think probably 300 will come
Is
back.
22 is going to be 300?
Probably. Still feel comfortable with that, Kevin?
The way.
Yes, I do.
It's only 3 months left.
So,
That's what we're projecting.
so let me ask a question. So would it make sense to even consider, instead of putting that 300 back into the general fund, to put it into OPEB?
You could.
I'm going to say, I would say it would have to depend on where everything else would fall. I guess we could pre-fund,
Well, what would actually happen is towards the end of the
we'd
year,
encumber it.
we would send the state the 1.4 million we have in there for OPEB to go into our trust. If our valuation is done and we owe more than that 1.4 million, we could potentially not need to do a reserve fund transfer or ask for a supplemental. If there's money left over in other budgeted line items within this
Put in
budget,
free cash.
we could, instead of going to free cash, we could pay out what, if it's more than 1.4 million, we can make up the difference. Say it's 1.45, we were actually supposed to fund for our ARC.
Oh,
We could use the overages.
because you're still below budget.
Exactly.
Right,
Got it.
right.
Yes, you could do that.
But
Siegel doing it?
Yes.
But I would say this, we are going to be going out, I would say because I believe we will be going out for some bonding for the school, possibly for the high school, if that possibly goes through. Having a well-planned out OPEB is part of the equation, having free cash is part of the equation. So we'd have to look at that, kind of juggle that whole thing.
Right.
See what would be better on the rates down the road on the bond rating, although I think we'd be good either way. I'd have to think about it.
Yeah.
The last report was 20 by Siegel?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
19.
19,
19.
Oh, so you're.
They're doing the
past
one.
due.
every
They're
2
doing
years.
the one for 21 now.
Oh, they're doing 21 now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just gave all the numbers for that last month or so.
Who's the actuary on that? Who's doing it? Manager? Who's your contact?
We deal directly with Danny Rhodes.
Oh, okay.
So pretty much not too bad. I don't know if you had any other questions. Unfortunately, GIC came and hired no plan design changes at the GIC, which I guess is good for our employees. They don't get jittery, but
They don't get jittery.
yeah.
I think get jittery anyway.
No, they've actually, I gotta say that our public employee committee, we just had a meeting at 3:00 with them, are surprisingly, we work very well with them. And we had to force it down their throats to go into the GIC when we did. They were used to Blue Cross Blue Shield and a nice, whatever. I think it was 90-10 when I started Blue Cross Blue Shield and moved it down to GIC at some plans at 75-25. Yeah.
No, I don't. 1,675,000. We did that for 2 years and then 1.6 before that. We did 1.75 back in 51. So, I mean, we did 1,751 in 16.
In 16, wow. Yeah, we're in pretty good shape.
When did we start?
Okay.
I don't even remember.
2013
12,
or 14.
13.
13. We started out of the gate. We did
13, 1.8 million.
Yeah.
We've been going down, we've been going backwards. Normally it's supposed to go up. 1.8, 1.7.
Yeah, but I can't, with all the retirement costs we have to change.
Well, if you look at the assumptions that they use to do
Early on,
evaluations,
yeah,
it's
it was ridiculous.
very, very, very conservative
Yeah.
assumptions.
Yeah.
Okay, so Steve, now that I've thrown everybody on tangents,
Yep.
do we want to have Kevin walk us through his summary?
Just real quickly, there's really three big items. One is the rates that we talked about increasing anywhere from 3 to 10%. I used an 8% average. If you look at this budget, the overall tax levy side is up 5.6. It would probably be at 8 or right around 8 if you added back in the 1.4 mil, the 275,000 that we decreased out of OPEB, the OPEB line item. And with regards to page 2 of the budget, if you look at the administrative cost line item, what we did there, we added $25,000 to the MLD portion of this budget. That, if you remember, when we did the IT budget, the IT director was taking on additional responsibilities. And that's the $25,000 increase there. And then we went up 5% on top of that, and then 5% for both water and sewer, based upon basically where we're trending for budget increases across the board. So for the administrative costs, we just added the 5%. And then everything else is just based on enrollment and projected plan totals.
And the allocations to gas and light and water and sewer, are they based on the number of employees or the total share of the cost? Are they actual allocations or are they?
They're close to actual, yeah.
Actual,
They also handle their own OPEB, by the way. None of their OPEB is included with us,
Okay,
for whatever reason. You'll see that on one of the forms that there's nothing, OPEB's not assigned to them.
so does that mean that the retired and the Medicare plans on the plan numbers don't include anybody from, but they do?
No,
They
do.
are included,
Right,
yes.
we just don't account for them in our OPEB evaluation.
They have their own.
They have their
separate
own
trust.
separate trust for
Got it.
their retired employees.
Okay,
I don't have the 19 report from Siegel.
No.
I got the 15 to 17, but I don't have 19. For some reason, I thought you sent it to me,
I thought I did.
but I'm not finding it. Because I found a 17 OPEB report and the expense back, or the actuarial determined contribution was 5.6 million, which is what we're doing now,
Right,
5.6.
yep.
And you all did get the rate sheet. Karen sent it to you just now, so you have that here.
Okay, great.
She did, huh?
Yep. And that's my fault. I thought it was in there. So, thank you, Karen.
No problem.
Thank you. So Steve, the other question I had is you indicated the personnel line item changes.
Yes.
I guess my only question on that is it looks like those changes were made during the year. Is that something that is generally done within the established parameters, or is
Occasionally
that?
it is. Occasionally, if I can fit it in the budget, which I could have.
Yeah,
So occasionally it is, yes.
okay,
I see something, I do try to do that. So it just doesn't look, it looks like it's a bigger jump than it was, because it was a mid-year change in there too.
yep, okay.
Well-deserved though, and I took away their summer help, which they're not happy about,
Do
so
I ever-
they might hit me over here.
Yeah,
Yes, but he splits them out, doesn't he? Or he
I
would.
don't know. I think I give them separate, but he gets them.
Yeah, because he, when he does a report, he does it. One just for the town, one
Okay.
just for the light.
Okay.
I have a question. I'm looking at the the contractual tab.
Contractual services tab.
Yeah. Can you explain what's going on there?
Yes. So Ultra Benefits is one of our vendors that manages the HRA for us. And there is a cost with having each employee enrolled.
Okay.
NFP is our healthcare consultant.
That's Kenny Lombardi. I think you've met him in the past.
Kevin not only makes me do the OPEB valuation, he makes me pay for it too. So you'll see that line
Yeah.
item in there.
And it should be. Yeah, no, there's no question about that. I tell my clients, pay it out of the OPEB trust
Yeah.
or as a part of the line item. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, postage and WB Mason office supplies, obviously. Ultra Benefits, Mass Teachers Retirement Board Premium Holiday. Our
Yeah, okay.
HRA has a benefit that happens once each year, and there is a reimbursement that happens. And so this is an allocated cost to administer the reimbursement.
Okay.
And then the cafeteria plan cost, that is a flex spending benefit, which also has a per person cost associated with it.
For them to manage that, yeah.
So most of these are just managing
Correct.
the plan.
Yeah, they're the piece that we don't actually manage, like the cafeteria plan. They provide us the credit cards for each employee so that they can use it for their co-pays and such.
And so most of these are based on the number of employees,
That's right.
which is over on the right.
That's right.
Okay, I get it now. I'm not going to suggest sending the school a bill for this.
Are you sure?
Why not?
Why not? Because I tried for years on workers' comp and your argument's solid, so
Yeah,
it's going to be the same thing.
yeah.
The largest challenge we have with the schools is turnover.
Oh, yeah,
It's brutal.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's about 50 people every year,
yeah.
and it's costly.
And this last item, this Form 720?
Oh, there's a federal tax that we pay, the Cori fee, and it's based on the number of people we have in health insurance plans.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm familiar with Corey
Well, that's the
Corey
HRA.
checks.
What?
The Cori, that's the HRA.
But it's a federal tax, right?
Yes, for the
Yeah.
HRA,
Oh. What did I
Yeah.
say it was for?
health insurance.
Yeah.
$2.54 per employee.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
wow.
For the use of hospitals and things like that.
Life insurance. Oh, so you don't have life insurance split between retirees and actives, but that's okay. It's only 30 grand.
We have, if they're not in here, we have the numbers if you're ever interested.
Nah, it's not worth it.
No.
Not worth it. Additional appropriation. Oh, I know what I was gonna ask about the number of people in each of plans. Is your account contract, yeah, not contracts, individuals, or is it, if you have family, is it two, or is it one? On that head count,
Oh, a family plan, it's one, so.
Yeah,
one
Are you talking
family.
retirees?
right? Well,
the-
both.
So on the active
it's-
side, a
it's
family is one.
But on the retiree side, if they're in Medicare,
It could be two Medicares.
It could be
or
one.
Then we do have some that retire
one.
and they have,
but you got a mixed bag in that count.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some of the retirees, you might have one person who's not yet 65 and they're on a non-Medicare plan, and then the spouse is on a Medicare plan. And then some of them even further have dependents that are not yet 26. So
Yeah,
It's
you
a
got-
jumble.
yeah, I know, I'm familiar with that.
and we push those people into Unicare because Unicare is the better option for them.
Unicare is the only one that bundles.
Yeah.
They'll bundle. Everybody else will bill
They
you
just charge them a
individually.
family premium.
Okay. The additional appropriation. 304,000.
So those are the extra people, the extra bodies that may come on.
The family plan for a retiree who's
Where are you?
pre-65. I'm on additional
Oh,
appropriation.
additional appropriations.
So this is,
This is active people. Do you have retirees in here?
No, that's just active.
Just actives,
So it
new
could
hires.
be somebody retires and we replace them, or I have somebody I'm working with right now. It's a qualifying event. We hire people under 26, they age into the plan.
so
So
these,
that's a big issue with this year too, that we considered with these additional bodies. So we had a tremendous amount of turnover in the Great Resignation, right? And a lot of the people, shuffled forward to the higher positions. And then we hired a ton of young people who are not yet 26. So they opted not to have our insurance. So that kind of throws off the numbers because in just a very short time, they will become 26 and want our insurance.
so this is an estimate of the additional people? or you-
Yeah, whether the school adds 5 more reading specialists or,
Right. And that's why it's all family plans. Got
because
it.
you just don't know.
I don't know.
So we'll be pleasantly surprised, we hope.
And to be really honest, when we meet with people, our insurance is better than their spouses, just about 9 out of 10 times. So,
But they still opt. So on the opt-outs, that's a guess at the 160,000 based on past experience? People who've opted out of insurance altogether?
That's
Yeah.
current, and I think we added 3 families, 3 individuals, because we do have people, at a spouse's open enrollment may opt out.
Right. So how's that
get 'em.
been tracking in terms of the 160,000? Is that sort of in line with the past?
I think it increases each year.
Yeah, we do add some.
Not-
I say in line, normal increases.
Yeah,
Normal, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's been actually very good. The savings have been really good.
Yeah. How many people are doing the opt-out now? What portion?
35 or 40 maybe?
Yeah, 'cause it's just about 13,000 a month.
And it's 150 or,
It's
Or
150 or 250. So 150 for an individual, 250 for a family.
Okay, so let's throw just $200 in there. And you're spending how much a month?
About 13.
13,000? So you got 26, 30, 40 people? Yeah, okay.
Good number.
And we have one person in Medicare, Pete B.
one left. That's it.
I don't think one left anymore, do we?
No, he actually.
He actually passed away.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Passed away.
Okay.
he was the last one.
I feel very bad that when I saw that name in the item, I said, oh, he's off the list. I felt really bad. That's what I thought.
ups his budget by $1,429.
No, it's quite all right.
Well, we just know we got $1,400 toward the 300,000.
That's
That's
it.
it, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
You want to give Kevin a heart attack?
Actually, this reminds me of something we did a number of years ago in the retirement board where we were trying to push some people out. What was that? Like 10 years ago, a long time ago. That's a whole nother story. But it was opt-outs that we had a long discussion over. Okay.
Wow, our last penalty. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It started when I started.
The other count we're watching carefully as it goes down is the non-contribs in pension.
Right.
You
same
only have
thing.
two, right?
We got
It's only one.
Oh, only one now?
Down to one.
Oh, it's
Loretta?
Loretta, yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
It's the last one.
All right.
Amazing. And again, this will be 411 at the town council and then 414 at the town, at the finance committee. So you get plenty of time to,
Well, 4/14 is going to be a busy night.
will be. It'll be health insurance, a couple of others.
Schools?
Schools are gonna be next week,
Next week, yeah.
yeah. Not last, no, yeah.
So lastly, the 5,000 summer help, was that just a cost savings measure or it's basically
I
not
told them,
needed?
they told me how they're doing more work and I said I agreed, but they're losing their summer help. So it was a cost saving measure, yes.
Okay.
They can work more hours, right?
Yes, yes, we'd love to. Yes, yes. Always yes.
So actually, so on personal services, is there a tab, the details for that?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, here it is, found it. It's green, that just didn't jump out at me. So you said that, I mean, both of these increases are significant.
Right, they had a mid-year increase for the reasons in the memo.
Oh, the memo, I don't have that up. I read the memo when you first sent it out.
Sent it like 2 weeks ago.
I forgot about what's in it.
Yeah, that's what I was just asking about, Dan, is that something that, they basically manages discretion or does it require any levels of approval to make that mid-year? But
As long as it can fit within the budget and it's a non-union issue. Sometimes union issues, people get promotions, but that's a separate story. No, this is,
Oh, the transfers, you don't have it broken down between water, sewer and light? Kevin, you do?
When you say transfers,
The personal services is $20,000 transfer.
yeah, it was 15, and we're doing 5, 5, and 5, just to make it.
So let me add that. 5, 5, and 5 for the 3 enterprise accounts. Okay. 5K each.
5,
But
5.
it's higher
Well, now
now.
it's,
Now it's 20,000.
So it's 5, 5, and 10.
Yes.
10 being light.
Yes.
That's what I always say.
Okay, so 5 each. It's no longer the case. 5 each to water and sewer. Water
And I think that basically works
Sewer.
out there.
and
Head count on, the three of them,
10K
right.
to light. Because that'll impact my forecasting spreadsheet.
Right.
Because I'm segregating transfers and income.
Right.
I'll have to adjust for that. Okay. And that's based on, you said head count, roughly?
Roughly, yeah.
Close. I mean, it's got to be reasonable, otherwise.
Right.
You get to run afoul of DOR.
It's reasonable. If Kevin says so.
5, 5, and 10 is reasonable split if you're looking at head count.
Head count's what matters in this. It's not salary, it's not active retiree, it's head count.
Head count. Yep.
Simple head count. Okay.
Light would actually trend a little higher in that case,
Yeah.
just saying.
So going back to the contractual, the cafeteria plan cost, that 18,000 is attributable to the CPA admin fee. Is that exactly, am I reading this correctly?
I'm sorry, which one? The 18,000?
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
So that's the flex spending. They give our employees a Benny card, which works like a credit card so that they don't have to save the receipts and submit the receipts for reimbursement. They
right,
just swipe the card. So that's for them to administer that credit card.
okay. And the CPA, is that an accountant's fee or is it a
No,
real
that's the
CPA?
name of the firm.
It's the name of the firm. Got it.
Cafeteria
Okay.
Plan Advisors.
Yeah.
Okay. That was confusing me. So what's the 1,500 there? Is that,
That's the number of people that participate in flex spending.
Because you have to count for the dependents as
spouses
well.
and family members?
Yes, exactly. Everybody who has access to it.
Okay,
No?
What's the 1,500?
It's the number of people enrolled in flex spending.
Oh.
So the number
Oh,
of people
oh.
who actually participate in our flex spending program.
It is actually 1,500, yeah.
But, so it doesn't include dependents.
No. There's another report that includes dependents.
That's another report,
Subcommittee
of
report.
course.
Is it Ultra?
That's the one I don't put enough in. I run out of money. They reject my card. I called Karen.
We just have to
Karen, they
provide
rejected
them.
my card. Well, you didn't put enough money in, she tells me. I said, okay.
It was on my OPEB. Oh, it was on my OPEB. That's where it was. Yeah, okay.
okay,
Tell you, you got a great report, though. They show you every single thing, just like
yep.
that. It's fabulous.
Oh, the HRA report?
Yeah. The cafeteria.
Good.
That is great. I don't think I realized we had 1,500 people. That's actually really good.
There should be more.
That's because you educate our employees.
Benefits, pre-tax.
Yeah.
Yes,
How else are we going to pay for braces?
that's right. Okay, so I don't think I have any other questions. Dan, Zach, any questions?
I think I
I'm all
got
set
it
as
covered.
well.
Thank you. Thank you guys for zooming in and coming in and all that good stuff.
Thank you, thank you.
Do you have all of the school budgets, by the way?
I took the school budgets off of their
Offline?
website.
Okay.
But that's all I have is what they
You
have.
don't have the
The Voc.
the vocational school one?
I have the Northeast Voc, but I
Northeast
don't
voc.
have
Yeah, this is
Lexington
just
and
what- yeah,
Essex.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the other ones are just head count.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have a number. I got it from
Yeah.
Kevin.
You don't have the actual budget, though?
No,
Oh, okay.
For the other
Make sure
two.
they go out to you guys then.
I mean, the only one that went out is the Voc,
Okay.
Northeast Voc. But Lexington and Essex, we haven't seen anything except,
Yeah, you're not gonna.
Yeah, you won't see an actual budget from them. You'll just see, I base my budget on head count, or projected head count.
yeah.
Like Minuteman, I think we have one student here this current year. They're in the 12th grade. So on that budgeted line item, I have zero.
Right.
That, not to say come September 1st or October 1st, when they do what the enrollment is, 3 kids from Wakefield could be there. That it's all,
So you don't know.
I don't know.
Never know. Yeah.
Becoming very, very popular.
Lexington is?
Vocational schools in general,
Yeah,
just because college is so outrageously expensive.
right.
One that always kills me though is Essex North, that we're not in their territory. So it's basically anyone that's in their territory gets accepted first. And then they open it up to various outside communities. And they do not only a lottery, but they also do interviews
Oh, wow.
to get.
Super
students in there.
competitive.
And
Wow.
to get one student in there is like a huge,
Yes.
I think we got like 8.
Do we really?
Yeah, we.
It's a beautiful
It is,
facility.
it is a beautiful, it's like a
is
college campus. It's
magnificent.
unbelievable.
Oh, it is unbelievable. I go up there because my nephew is the volleyball coach for Salem High. Has like 15 years he's been doing it. They play Essex Tech.
Yeah.
And so we've gone to some of their matches. What a gorgeous
Yeah.
school.
Beautiful.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's huge too. Absolutely
Huge, yeah.
Took us forever to find a gym the first time.
You didn't end up at the prison, did you?
No.
They do have their own security team up there.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like a college has their,
Yes, they've-
college security. They have their own security.
They've kicked my son out from the
Yeah.
lacrosse field many a time.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right.
All right,
I'm all set on,
you good. John, are you gonna write up some notes or do you want me to write them up for you?
Well, if you're volunteering,
I'm volunteering. I'm here to serve. Okay, I will do that. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 4:47 then.
Oh,
All right.
447.
Second.
second. All right,
All in favor?
good to see everybody.
Aye.
Thank you very much.